runners, happy Sunday, September 28th. In the afternoon here, it's about 1:25 p.m. Sitting here on a pretty sunny day in Phoenix, about 88 degrees. We've been enjoying some cooler temperatures, so that is nice. We had some good rain over the weekend, kind of cool things down, a little bit humid, but fall. We are officially in the fall season, and temperatures are starting to come down. The mornings are nice in the 70s or so, like low, mid 70s. As soon as the humidity disappears, it should feel really nice. So it makes it easier to run. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, and appreciate having you. Today I'm going to recap week 4 of my Gilbert half marathon training. Uh, Gosh, every time I do a training block, and my training blocks are 12 weeks long, it just seems like it flies. The fourth week's already concluded here as of today, and I'm one third of the way finished. And I look at it, I have 8 weeks left, but I taper with a couple weeks to go. So really, 5 to 6 good weeks of training left, and this is the critical moment here where I can definitely move the needle, and you can do stuff to hurt your training as well. But this is where you really want to focus and you know stay healthy, have some good quality training runs, and practice. Taking the nutrition when you're doing your long runs, and finding out the meals that are working for you. Fortunately, you know I feel like I don't really have any issues when it comes to eating, but you know every now and then, of course, something can pop up. So just making sure that we dial it in and staying healthy, really injury free as much as possible. So that being said, I feel pretty good. My left knee is a little achy last couple of days. I've been having that, off and on, but when I'm actually running, I don't really feel it. So um, I'd rather have that than feel it when I run and not when I'm not running. If that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and recap week 4, and the total mileage was 24.7 miles. It was a cutback week from last week's 31. So I'm in line with the 20-25% cutback for the week. Um, Originally, I was going to run today, but I did very easy yesterday. I didn't even intend to really run yesterday, but I was at my wife's mile race, which she did pretty good. That was a fun event. And so I just, like a nice easy run with her, and then like going back to the car. So I counted that as my easy run, and I got pretty close to 25 for the week. So I decided to take today off and start up tomorrow with week 5. So week 4 was, a pretty good week. It was actually, I wasn't dreading it, but I was just a little bit anxious or nervous about the workout. And I don't get too nervous these days like I used to, especially like on race days. But I was thinking about my speed workout that I had on Tuesday, which was 2 by 3 mile at half marathon goal race pace. And for those of you who've been watching the channel, I'm looking to go sub 1 hour 50 minutes for the half. Last year I did it in 1:50:09, I think it was, or was it '05? But it was just over 150. And so this year I want to get a little bit quicker, so that pace is roughly 8:19 to 8:20. Um, Going back to week 3, my Saturday longer when I had done 10 miles, I did 4 miles at a race, half marathon race simulation of trying to cover that pace of 8:19, 8:20, which I did. I believe that did that in 8:18, 8:19, but that was a little bit tough. And since it's still fairly early in the training block, I wasn't, looking for me to hit the splits, and in fact, 1 mile I was off by a couple seconds, and that's okay. But I was able to do it. And going into week 4, I knew that I had that 2 by 3 mile um, half marathon goal race pace. So I told myself I'm going to go out there, take 1 mile at a time and knock out the sets and see what happens. And so I'll put up the splits here on what I did. Uh, as you can tell, set 1, I ran 8:18 for the first mile, followed by an 8:17 and an 8:19. When you average that out, it came out to an 8-minute, 18-second pace. So basically 1 second quicker than my target of 8:19. I felt pretty good. I was on a course that's a loop. It's a 2.5 mile loop with a little bit of a climb, not much, maybe 3/10 of a mile, and then it goes gradually downhill for a bit and then it flattens out. Um, and so it's an honest loop. If you do one loop, you're going to go uphill a little bit, you're going to get a little bit down, and you're going to run flat. So I felt good. It's a 3-minute rest, and by rest, I'm basically just kind of standing there, not really moving much. And the 3 minutes goes by very quick. And so I had to be ready. And then on the second set up here, you'll see I ran 8:20, 8:24, and 8:16. So yes, I was slower for the first and second mile by a couple seconds compared to the previous set. Um, in that second mile, I didn't hit my target 8:19, 8:20. I was about 4 seconds slower, but that's okay. I had on that second mile, I was going uphill to close out the second mile, and I was averaging about 8:27 to 8:30, 8:31 for that 3/10 of a stretch or so. And that's okay. My legs were getting tired, but then I finished strong and hit 8:16 on the next one. So I averaged out 8:20. So if you take the two sets together, it was an 8:19. So right on where I needed to be. And so I was excited. I was definitely tired. Um, Looking back to last year, following the same training plan, I think I was running 8:30 or so, 8:29, 8:30, and my target was close to 8:35. Uh, so I'm right where I need to be, and for me to feel tired, uh, that's okay. This past week was really the first tough week for speed workouts. So overall, I felt pretty good. This coming week for week 5 on Tuesday, I've got a 2x2 at half marathon. So I did drop it a mile, and that's typically what I've done. So it should feel easier, knowing that I don't have to do 3. But then it's just going to pick back up, for the following week's speed workout. So um, just kind of getting ready for it. But the rest of the week, I did a recovery run, I should say. I took actually the day off after that speed workout. So it was Thursday, 25th. I just did a 4 mile easy run. And then Friday, I did 7 miles since it's a cutback week. I did 7 miles with some hills in it, and that went pretty good. I felt a little bit sluggish. My legs just, it was still warm and humid. But aside from that, I just felt a little bit sluggish. And the reason why I ran on Friday was my wife had a mile race on Saturday, so I just switched up my schedule there, and then again just did very little running on Saturday, kind of like a warm up run with my wife, and then back to the car afterwards. So closed out the week with 24.7 miles. I feel good. I feel like I'm recovered and ready to hit the next week here, which it'll climb a little bit in miles, maybe a couple more miles, like 27, 28. I do have a 2x2, like I mentioned, speed workout, and I do have actually a race coming up next Saturday. It's a 5K donut judge me run, as in the donuts you eat. Yeah, they're gonna have donuts afterwards, so I love myself a few donuts. This race sometimes isn't exactly a 5K. Sometimes it's like 2.9 or 3. but that's okay. I'm going to see what if it's short. I'm going to see what my average pace is, and then see what I would have run a full 5K if it's short. But I don't know what to expect. Hoping to run well, whatever that is. Under 25 is my goal. Um, so we'll see. I'm half marathon training. Haven't done a 5K really training in a while. But yeah, this will be fun to kind of see what I can do. That's it for week 4 as we progress along and get ready for another week of training. Hope you guys are doing well. Comment down below what you guys are training for. Perhaps maybe there's some races coming up. Is anyone doing Chicago? That's coming up very soon here, second week or so of October. That's exciting if you're racing. And if you like what you're seeing and you haven't subscribed yet, I would definitely appreciate you subscribing. Love to have you on board. And otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend and a good upcoming week. Take care. Bye.